recently moved out from my parents' house with no money, no plan, unemployed, and I got myself an apartment in a city called Johannesburg. So, why did I do this? Because I didn't have no money, no income. What was my plan? Honestly, my plan was that I was gonna get here and get a job, right? I was going to get here in Johannesburg and get a job because I told myself that the city has so many opportunities. Like, I would be closer to companies, I would be closer to my hobbies, the things that I like, which is art. I am in love with art, acting, modeling, dancing, all those things I could find here. I used to stay here in the city before. How many years back? Yeah, I moved to Tembisa around 2019 because my mom got retrenched. I used to stay here in Johannesburg with my mom before. So my mom got retrenched and we had to go back to our home in Tembisa. So we got there and then I had to stay there for some few years, and to tell you the truth, that place, that environment wasn't really good for me. It destroyed me. Most of my hectic traumas, my deepest traumas came from that environment, and I just couldn't cope anymore with it. It was family, it was the traumas, it was a lot. I faced a lot of betrayal, I faced a lot of disappointment and just heartbreak in general. So I couldn't be in an environment that didn't allow me to grow. I felt like that environment was pressing me and limiting me, and just it didn't allow me to grow and expand as much as I wanted to, you know. And a lot of things that I wanted to do were not really available there, you know. So that was not really my first time moving. By the way, while I was staying at Tembisa, I moved sometime, was it last year, 2022, somewhere there. I moved from my mom's house and I went to stay somewhere around Tembisa. I rented myself a room and I went to stay there. That time I was working as a cashier. It was not a permanent job, it was a temporary job. I had a business, I was selling Polonex, I was selling some clothes on Marketplace. So that's what kept me running to maintain that room of mine that I rented at that point. But one of those bad days, something happened, someone stole my phone, so I couldn't continue with my business, and then the job obviously had to end because it was a contract based. And I was like, you know what, I am glad that I challenged myself to go and stay somewhere outside of my home, because at that time I felt like I was too comfortable. I was just too comfortable living at a place where I don't pay rent, I don't pay for food, I don't pay for anything, and I am grown and I am growing. I really wanted to spread my wings. I really wanted to think for myself, and I really wanted to see how am I going to be able to maintain myself in this world alone and living as everybody else lives. One of the things that motivated me honestly to move out is I just had a thought of someone who relocated from rural areas with no plan, and they came here in Johannesburg to look for employment, and they came with a bit of savings that they have, and they paid rent and they stayed there and they hustled so hard to get employment because they knew very well because that they don't have anyone else to look after them, and they don't have a backbone or a background to fall on, you know. And I had that. I knew, Guti, if I go out there I can still go back home if anything goes wrong, right? So that went wrong. I went back home. So I went back home. Being at home, it was really not nice for me. Like, I'm someone who doesn't really like comfort. I hate comfort with all of my life, and at that point I felt like I was getting back into my comfort zone. I couldn't do anything at home. Even the environment at home, the people that I stayed with, the relationship was not healthy. I wasn't really staying with my mom. My mom moved and stayed at rural areas, so I was staying with family members, which the relationship was not really nice. It wasn't comforting, it wasn't welcoming, it wasn't a loving relationship to be at. um yeah, it wasn't really a loving relationship. It wasn't supportive. I felt like I was just living alone while I was living with people. So that drained me even more. That drained me even more. Whew. But I've been looking for apartments. Like time to time, I would come to Joburg, view apartments. That just daydreaming, dreaming and dreaming and dreaming and manifesting and asking God that, God, I really do want to move out. I don't have a plan. I don't have a job. I don't have the abilities to move out, but I do want to move out. Like, if I stay here any longer, I'm going to suffocate. I'm going to die for real. Like, I was starting to lose my mind, because environment plays a huge role in how you feel and how you perform, your productivity levels. Your environment plays a huge role. I'm someone who is very determined and very inspired by a lot of things. Yes, I know a lot of times I might not be settled with my thoughts or with the things that I want to do, because I want to do a lot of things, but that environment was just not it for me. It was just not it. It didn't allow me to spread my wings as much as I wanted to spread them, and I felt like I was just being limited and caged and put in a box. I mean, like I would always say that, you know what, when I step out of my house and be at the gate, I don't see anything exciting. All I see is houses, people drinking, like the same thing every day. In the morning, you wake up at 5 a.m. You're going to meet a brother holding beer, going to buy beer, drinking beer in the morning. Those are the things that I had to see every day, and it wasn't nice. I want to speak in Spedi, but it's not coming. So experience is a writer for now, so I had to decide, Uti, I want to move out. So last year, I don't know really what came over me last year, but last year I had connected with God. I had to find my way back to God. I found my way back to God, and I had to talk to him, connected with him. And one thing God told me was like, you have to start moving in faith. Do not move in fear, but move in faith. And I wasn't really sure what that really meant for me, because what is moving in faith? Is moving in faith moving in like delusion, not planning what's going to happen when you get there? I'm not knowing what is it that I'm going to eat, not knowing how I'm going to pay my rent, not knowing how I'm going to do anything really, how I'm going to survive there. And God said, yes, you just have to move and move in faith, because there is no way that you're going to grow here if you're not going to put yourself in a situation where you have to survive, in a situation where you have to do what you have to do. You have to wake up, you have to go look for a job, you have to push yourself to get what you want, right? And that is why I moved, and I came here with no money, no job, nothing, no plan. So I came to stay here. I got myself this beautiful apartment. This beautiful apartment, I got it last year. And when I've been telling my mom about this, my mom was like, hey, yeah. But she was like, you know what? Believe in yourself and believe in the God that leads you, because he wouldn't lead you astray. He wouldn't tell you to move out and move out in faith with no money, no employment, knowing very well that he's not going to be there for you, right? So, I don't know, but this is my story. To cut it short, this is my story. I just moved out. I don't have any job, guys, even now currently. No, I'm lying. Currently I did a TEFL certificate, so I did that course and I got the certificate, and I applied to Preply and I got approved, and now I am a Preply tutor, but I do not have students as yet. I'm not yet teaching. I do not have students. I still have to get equipment. I still have to get a lot of things that I have to use to start teaching online, and I'm still trying to equip myself with as much information that I can get to be the best tutor. And it's actually scary, and to be honest, days are not the same. Sometimes I wake up, I am motivated to do what I have to do. Sometimes I wake up and I just cannot even lift my hand up, so I know this challenge is very challenging, and it is very scary to be in a different city while I left my home, I left my room, and to be here to challenge myself, to push myself to reach my dreams and do what I want to do, and fight to achieve what I want to achieve. My expenses right now are over my income, and I have drafted a budget plan for myself that if I can start teaching online, at least I'll be able to pay my rent. If there's another job or opportunity that I got, it's a referral thing, sales, I have to get customers for that business. That's what I'm doing, and then that's what I had tapped into recently. Like, okay, I'm going to look for customers for this business, and then they're going to pay me a referral fee, right? So the other thing that I'm doing is to sell something. I have posted some products on Marketplace, and they have not yet sold, but I'm just hopeful. I keep walking around the streets of Joburg and looking for products to post on Marketplace. I am going to find the product that's going to sell well for me, okay? So that's also what I'm doing. I'm also a UGC creator. UGC is so beautiful. It's one of the reasons, or one of the income streams that allowed me to move in here. I paid my deposit with money that I made from UGC, and from that time I haven't really made any money from UGC, but I'm working towards making money through UGC. And yeah, and you would wonder, why don't you go look for a normal job? Yeah, I do want to. I am applying, but I've been thinking that, you know what, I do want maybe a job to work a night shift and stuff. If the English thing doesn't work out this month of March, I am going to go out there and look for a job that I am going to work at night, because definitely I no longer have money to pay rent, and I just have to go out and hustle, which is the journey that I'm going to be taking you with me in this channel. In this channel, I'm going to be documenting every single thing that I am going to try to make my stay here sustainable, and I just want to be able to afford myself. And also remember, guys, I do have a daughter which I am taking care of. I have to pay her school fees, I have to pay for the transport, I have to pay for all these things. This is a crazy challenge, and I'm doing this because of God. I'm doing this because I have faith in my God. He trusted me, he gave me this apartment, and he has full confidence in me, and it's time for me to have full confidence in myself, okay? I have to trust and believe in myself that I can do this, and I believe that I can do it. I believe that it is my time now to do it, because I've been wanting to move out for the longest time, and things were not working out. Even a time where I did have some income, things just didn't work out at that time. But then now, things are working out when I do not have money. Things are just happening. Things are just really happening. Every night I see myself eating. Every night I see myself doing this and doing that. I am able to pay my rent. This month I'm going to be able to pay my rent. But I don't know what's going to happen next month. But I'm not stressing about that. I'm not stressing about what's to come. because God said, do not stress about tomorrow. Do not stress about tomorrow. Tomorrow it will sort itself out. And that's the belief and that's the faith I am walking this journey with. So I hope you are inspired. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. I love you a lot. Continue being a divine human. Bye.